Hello everybody, and welcome to String of Pearls. I'm Captain Matt, and I am restoring this 1957 classic motor yacht. On today's episode, we do a lot of fairing, a lot of sanding, a lot of fiberglassing, and finally start to think about maybe getting around to doing some painting. But it sure is a process, and I sure do underestimate how long things really take. So I really hope you enjoyed this episode, and if you like what we're doing, please subscribe. Well, hello everyone. So here's a project update on how we're doing on our resurfacing of the front. We're getting near the end of this stage. So this is on the port side, and we've got fiberglass put down, and we've got a coat of a fairing compound on there, and so it's pretty smooth. It's smoothed it all in. Mostly it's all sanded down. This is all faired out. We'll sand it and run one more probably coat fairing compound, although I am out of fairing compound. Eesh. So I may just have to sand it and see how it looks when we're done. We got the first coat of glass on here last night, and so that's nice and tight and looks good. I'm going to get another layer here. I'm going to come out from the end here and then up here, and so that'll give me a nice layer of protection there. I still hadn't figured out how I'm going to do that up there. How I'm going to trim it out, and then I'm going to have to put on some bug spray. I'll tell you that. The gnats are out. There's no wind this morning. It's a beautiful day, but that means that the gnats are out, so I have to get some bug spray going. Over here, this side's really done. As far as it just needs to be primed and painted, and I may end up doing another just a quick fiberglass layer up there, but this side I think fared out really nice. It feels nice and smooth, and I'm happy with it. I'm an amateur, as you know. Obviously I want this boat to look really nice, but it doesn't have to look like it just came from a factory, and really I guess the most one of the things is, I've done all this myself. I've had a little help, but basically I've done it myself, and I'm proud of that. I know a little bit about what I'm doing, but not much. I'm learning. I'm getting better. I am in a crunch for time, because I want to get back up and operating, and I can't operate like this. It just doesn't look pretty enough. So I'd really like to today be finished everything. I'd like to get at least a coat of primer on it today, and then start painting. I think painting will take a day. So, I'd like to have this part done in the next day or two. And so that's what I'm up to today. Let's see how it goes. I gotta get some bug spray. Mixing up my first batch of the day again, thanks to the folks at Total Boat. We're going with 20 pumps. I have to use a new stir stick and stir it up really good. I'm gonna use this to wet out the surface. This is what I've been mixing up my fairing compound in. Doing work like this, you just make an absolute mess all over everything, and I really have. This place is filthy. I feel like once this is done, I'm gonna have this is gonna be, I'm gonna feel really good about this up here. It's gonna be a nice, strong structure. It already feels a lot better. It feels a lot more stable and secure up here. This repair has been, you know, it's taken a long time. But it was absolutely needed. You know, we were beginning to really show signs of, you know, instability and weakness. I mean, there was no wood here. You know, all the wood had really rotted away underneath. We got that roof raised, and then when we did that, that's when we discovered all the rot up here. I guess I had probably suspected it was here, but you know, until I actually began investigating and saw it, you know, I didn't really know how bad it was. It was pretty bad. But I feel pretty confident now we're going to be okay. Since there's a low spot up here, I want water to run off. And so what I've been doing, this was just for any little extra, is just pouring it up here. And this stuff is great about self-leveling. And so it'll flow out from here. Essentially, I'm creating a high spot, and that'll help the water drain away from the center when it rains. Main reason that I try to keep my hands clean is because you stick to everything, you know, and it just gets everywhere. There's got to be a better way to get these gloves on when your hands are a little wet. Sitting here debating on which one I should do first, the one on the vertical surface or the one on the horizontal surface. I think I'm going to do the one on the vertical surface because I think it'll be harder. So I need to go ahead and do the harder one first, I think. One day, you know, I cannot wait until, well, I can wait. I'm not wishing my life away. But I am looking forward to the day where I can take this boat down in the Keys, or, you know, I'd love to take this boat over to the Bahamas. I don't know what I worry is with an older boat like this. I worry about something going wrong in the Bahamas, you know, some kind of repair needing to be made and not being able to do it. That would be my only hesitancy to do something like that. But in the Keys, I feel like I could kind of get anything I needed. My method here is not real fancy. I just kind of stick it and roll it. And then as the epoxy gets saturated, it sticks. If you brush it, these fibers have a tendency to come off. And I've got my little roller down there. You see, it uses so much, this mat does. That was 25 pumps, and it may not be enough to get me all the way across. And then as the epoxy starts to set up, I'll bring that little roller that I have, the one with the slots in it, I'll bring it up here and roll out the air bubbles. Make sure there's not any pockets. And then make sure we have good adhesion. I noticed that in some places like that, where I'm doing right now, it tries to poke up. I may have to get my little roller sooner than I thought. I don't know, I'm sure I'm doing a million things wrong on this fiberglass stuff. Like, I don't know why that's not sticking right there. Some places that just don't that just don't want to stick for whatever reason. You know, I've learned, well, patience is a key with this stuff. So it looks like 25 pumps is going to get me about halfway. That means that this whole side is going to take 50 pumps to get this mat on there. But man, is it going to be nice and strong and keep the water out. That is my main objective. I really didn't need it for strength per se. What I needed it for was some strength, but mainly to make sure that nothing wears through and allows, you know, water to get behind and down through this seam. And I really think with all this epoxy that we have here and the added protection from the fiberglass tape, I don't think that there's going to be any water getting through. That was the source of all of our problems down below, was water seeping through this, you know, all this stuff. That was the source of all the problems over a long time now, over 30 years. I think this pilot house was installed, I think, around 80 to 85 or somewhere along in there. I think is when this pilot house was installed. Let's go see if we can get that other half done. These are called chip brushes. I don't know why. I don't know where the name chip brush comes from. If anybody knows why they're called chip brushes, let me know. All right, let's go make up another batch. Okay, so I'm going ahead and starting to put on some primer. And this stuff goes on great. It almost looks like the finished coat of paint. But I'm gonna go ahead and try to get this side primed. So that's what I'm up to now. Try to throw a cast net. Let's see if he throws it again. He just threw it a second ago and did an amazing job. Trying to catch pogies right here in the river. That was a good cast on that net.
Yeah, just no result. We gotta kill some more time until the ladies get here. So.
Absolutely. I'd like to see you pull up a net full of pogies right here.
I want some shrimp.
Well, can't catch nothing in the boat. Let's see if he throws it again. It's a great boat. Oh, it got hung on a cleat. That's smart. Have one guy throw it, one guy hold the rope. Maybe something I'll try to do. Nah. Big boat coming in. Big yacht. Nice trawler. See the person on the front of it, see how small they are. Primer did, stuff dries really fast. See, it's already dry. I'm gonna go clean out a pot. I'm gonna roll the next patch on. That's not quite dry. It's still a little tacky. I'm gonna try to roll the next batch on. It does show, I mean, you know, I guess I didn't have the surface completely smooth. It shows it. Whew, a lot of work. Gonna throw it again. Let's see. I'm gonna watch. Not quite what he wanted. His first throw was best. Now that I'm filming him, he's not doing so good. Let's see what he comes up with. Tide is almost quit going out. I don't think he has anything. So go to the right a little bit. There you go, about right there, maybe. See how it lays right there. So you're gonna have a hard time with that. So you need to be above or below, probably below that. There you go. Everybody, let me try to give you a little status update. I'm about a little over a week behind on videos, but I'm trying to get caught up. So what we've accomplished over the last little bit is we've gotten all of the wood installed on the pilot house, and then we've added filler or thickened epoxy or material to the edges where we had a little bit of gaps. We've done a ton of sanding and getting everything faired out. We've applied a lot of fairing compound. I've gone through, I don't know, 2 or 3 gallons of epoxy, a ton of fairing compound, and I'm actually out of one of the fairing compounds right now. I've got to go probably run into West Marine and get that. And we're really, I'm a little bit panicked, if you will. Not panicked, but I'm so trying to get back up and running, and the weather is gorgeous. I need to be running. I need to have, I need to be chartering right now, and of course the boat is just unavailable while it's in the condition that it's in. So I'm trying to hurry up. I've been working down there about 12 hours a day every day, and just trying to get everything finished. But it just takes time. When you apply epoxies and things like that, they have to cure, and so you can't necessarily work around them. You just can't make it, you can't rush it. Even though you try, you just can't, you can only go so fast. This pilot house restoration project has taken longer than I thought it would. Looking back in hindsight, maybe do I wish I had held off? I mean, obviously I wish I was able to charter right now, but I just don't think I could. Every time it was raining, there was water coming in from the pilot house, which was causing the wood inside to rot, and it had to be repaired. We had to raise the roof. I mean, I don't think it was a structural issue at the moment, but it was really close to being. The fact that we raised that roof about 7 inches, found all that rotten wood, I mean, it just had to be done. And I'm going to be glad when it's finished. I've gotten a lot of satisfaction from the work, but I'll tell you, it hurts not being able to charter. We need the revenue, and it's expensive to have that boat just sitting there. So we're pressing on. Today I am hopefully going to finish with everything that's needed before we prime and paint, and I sincerely hope to maybe get the first coat of paint on that pilot house today. So that's kind of an update of where we are. and I look forward to getting caught up on the videos as well, so that we can bring you guys up to speed with exactly where we are. Hey, so I tried a little experiment with a kind of putty that I found, and it was a failure. I was trying to get this last little bit faired, and I'm out of fairing compound, so I didn't necessarily want to go back with the super rock hard epoxy stuff, but the putty that I put up there is not going to cure, and it's already flaking off right there, so I'm going to sand it all back off and go back with epoxy on top of it. So I was trying to save time, and it ended up costing me time. Rats. So yeah, in trying to speed things up yesterday, I really screwed up. So I found this water-based powder putty that I was trying to use to plug some of these larger gaps, and it turns out it doesn't do well on it does okay in, it does great in holes, but this isn't a hole situation. And I read into it last night on the internet just to see, and it said, you know, it doesn't do great. It gets really hard, but any vibration snaps it, and so there's a lot of vibration on this boat. And so I came down here, and it turns out it just comes off like crazy. So in trying to save myself some work, all I did was create work. It's another example of how this coronavirus has screwed things up. Normally I just would have done all this with fairing compound, but because of the coronavirus, West Marine is closed on Sundays, and so I couldn't buy any fairing compound yesterday. I didn't want to lose any time, so I had this other stuff, and so I thought I would give it a try. And at first it looks like it does great, but then the more I read about it, the more I realized it would be horrible. So it's already cost me a couple of hours of sanding today, and I probably got a couple of more to go, so I'll lose 4 hours today plus the time that it took me yesterday. And it's my fault. I'm stupid, but now I know. So anyway, back to sanding. Well, Mary Beth spent down here organized. Look how much better it looks. I know it still looks awful, but it looks one hell of a lot better than it did before she got down here and got organizing. She likes to put everything in groups together. There's the tools together, all that's together. So she'll get it back together, I have no doubt. Oh, here she comes right now.
Well, and the good thing is all the linen and everything's clean at my house.
All right, Mary Beth, so what all have you been doing?
Well, this whole room was covered with stuff, every counter, every floor. So I categorized, so all our scrap wood's here, which we never throw away. Your toolbox is organized with all your screwdrivers, all your screws, all your hinges. Clamps. I'm about to put
Those are C-clamps.
the rest down here. I just put up the hooks to move the mirror back right there to right here where it goes.
Okay.
I'm going to clean off the wall first. And then this whole table was covered. It's not covered anymore. All the power tools are here.
Good job, Mary Beth.
Bye!
Hoffman, how you doing, buddy? What you working on?
The front, the bow.
What are you doing up there?
Sanding it down, getting the first layer off.
Yeah?
Yes, sir.
All right, what you hunting, a towel?
No, I've just got some fiberglass in my eye. I'm good.
You got some fiberglass in your eye?
I'm good though.
Are you sure?
Yes, sir.
I brought all the racks.
Do you need, we have eye wash, we have first aid, we have eye wash. You sure you're good?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
We'll roll it back. No, we're good.
All right.
Back to it.
Okay, I'm gonna come watch a minute. He's got the fiddly, there you go. hard. Let the machine do the work. But like right here, oh, that's still wet. That's fairing compound. That's epoxy. Yeah. Get it off. Yeah. There you go. That'll make that. There you go. Just let it do the work. Good job. His job is to do all that up there. All right, let's go check on Matthew. Matthew's out here undoing all of my disaster from yesterday.
Dad, you got epoxy in your beard.
I'm sorry. How bad is it?
Pretty bad. It's gonna hurt. It's up here. Other side right here.
Okay. I can't worry about that. All right, he's probably got another 20 minutes there. He says I have epoxy in my beard. I don't know, do I?
Yeah.
Oh, I do?
Yeah.
Where?
Right here.
Right here?
Yeah.
Okay. All right, well, sorry. Okay, so we had a decent day today, and look, we got back in our spot where we're supposed to be. They're getting all this ready, so we're back where we're supposed to be in our old spot, which is really nice because it offers us shelter. So as the tide starts going out, with the south wind, we get little rollers to come in here. See how much that boat's going up and down? And this dock acts as a breakwater for us, so we don't have to worry about it as much. It doesn't affect us. But here's all the stuff that we got done. Matthew came down and Laughlin came down. We got a lot of the sanding done up here, a lot of the sanding done there. There's some more that needs to be done. We got all that stuff that was a mistake sanded off, and new fairing compound put on, which is great. And so we'll just have to sand that smooth tomorrow, and then this side will be ready to go. And over here on this side, I left this in the way. Silly me. Over here on this side, we got a layer of fairing compound up there too. So we'll just need to sand that smooth tomorrow, and then this side will be ready to go. So there is a real possibility that tomorrow we can start painting. And wouldn't that be awesome? So if we start painting tomorrow, look, the love bugs are out. If we start painting tomorrow, then I think we can move to very swiftly to the interior and hopefully be ready to go by, boy, it'd be nice to be able to go by this weekend. We'll see. That'll be stretching it. Okay, that's all for now. It was a good day today. There's a meteor shower in the morning, and I may try to come down and take some pictures of that. We'll see. We'll see how I do tonight. I feel good enough. I'm gonna go check out this boat over here too. This is a cool boat. Hey everybody, I don't think I've ever seen the tide this low. Look, there's a stingray right there. I mean, this tide is low. So look, that dolphin is completely out of the water there. The oyster bed is way out of the water over there. That boat is almost on the ground. That little floating dock is on the ground. I don't think I've seen it this low.